everybody, welcome back to Is It Kino, your favorite movie and TV show review podcast. I'm your host, Monkey Jones, joined as always by Biggs with 2 G's.
I'm the Big Squid. Hello, everyone. Today we're gonna be reviewing The Boys Season 2. My God,
Well,
what a
I
ride!
think more accurately, The Boys Season 1 and 2, because I don't think we've, keynoted Season 1 yet, right?
Uh-oh, well, I don't actually remember anything from Season 1, so I guess you shall
Oh,
enlighten me.
no. Well, hey,
I
listen
re-
up. I got a big question for you, Mr. Biggs with 2 G's. Is it true that Biggs with 5 G's causes coronavirus?
yeah, we always try to tell him to not do it, but he can't be stopped, you know?
Yeah.
He just goes to China and eats bats, and he... Wait, is that racist? Oh, God.
What, against Biggs with 5 G's? I don't think that's a race.
Uh-oh.
Florian Himsel, Game Squid on YouTube, everyone. What did you think of The Boys? Rated R.
Well, it certainly was quite cool, actually, in so many ways. I don't know, should we talk about the season finale or are we doing spoilers?
We'll get into the spoilers later on, but let's just give some general thoughts on the series as a whole.
All right, well, The Boys is a show about superheroes, but dirty. So we have all kinds of crazy heroes and their dark secrets and their murderous lusts. And we have our heroes that are actually just messing about. And I can't believe they ever get anything done or get taken seriously by anyone. But they're just running around and looking at what the heroes are doing, basically. What do you think is more important, the heroes or the boys?
I think the show is carried almost single-handedly on the backs of, I think his name's Anthony Starr, the man who plays Homelander, the best character in the show. And then the guy who played Dredd, what's his name, Carl Urban, I think. He plays like the guy who hates the superheroes and wants to kill them, Billy Butcher. Those two
That's
leads, I think, like the show works so well because of them specifically, and everything else is pretty good, but they don't rise to the level of these two characters.
That is true. They are really magnificent. Wasn't there a rumor that Billy Butcher would be gone from season 2? Man, that would have been a dark universe, wouldn't it? Or
Yeah,
maybe I made that up. Hmm.
well, let's jump into it. The show, we'll spoil the beginning just because that's how you get into it. But the idea is we have this main guy. He's just like a tall, lanky nerd loser named Huey, not Billy Butcher, but this Huey guy, and he has a real QT pie GF. It's everybody's dream. Who could have thought that a loser virgin nerd like us could ever get a QT pie mixed race GF?
Hey, he's actually kind of buff, but she's really cute as well. I guess they're just the best couple. I'd hate it if anything bad would ever happen to them, man.
How excited do you think she was when she gets casted in this role on a big new Amazon TV show? And she's like, "Oh man, I'm gonna be famous. I'm gonna be on all these episodes." And then she reads the script and gets to page 3.
I'm gonna be guts.
Yeah.
Neat.
The,
I don't know. Do they sign up for that role specifically? I mean, I guess it's a fairly memorable role. I guess you cheated out of 2 seasons or maybe however many seasons of being an actual star. What a
yeah.
shame, huh?
Yeah, Huey is like the stereotypical Marvel fanboy in the real world. He loves, and this is a world where superheroes are real, and he lives in New York City. And there's like the Seven, which is the Avengers or Justice League, and you've all these different heroes that are in the Seven. And Huey loves them. He has the comic books. He watches all their movies, which is something I find interesting, that these are real people. Like the heroes are real life, humans, but then they also play themselves in scripted movies. It's like, isn't it good enough that they stop villains in real life? Why do we also need to fictionalize this? Why not just make documentaries about the real life things that they've done?
Yeah, do they just fly off the set to save people, or they just oh, do they even save people most of the time, or do they just have set hours where they're like, oh, I guess this is a good time to save someone if it doesn't mess with my schedule?
Yeah. Lots of questions. I'm sure there's answers, but long story short, Huey's world comes to a swift end when one of these superheroes, A-Train, who is the Flash in this show, runs through his girlfriend, and she just is completely splattered into nothing but blood and guts in an instant.
The most beautiful scene that I've seen in quite a while. It's just like such a mirage of blood and guts. Beautiful. But that A-Train guy, man, what an annoying character. Holy shit. The Flash is nerdy and likable and annoying, but this guy is just annoying on so many levels and such a dick. Oh my god.
Yeah, I think by design, the vast majority of the heroes in this show are written to be completely unlikable, horrible douchebag monsters, with the exception, of course, of Homelander, the Superman of this universe. Who, again, I mean,
Yep.
it goes without saying, Homelander did nothing wrong. The only question is, did Stormfront do anything wrong? That's what I've been thinking about.
Hell yeah, Stormfront. I cannot believe how much she dropped the ball. Like, how long do you have? How stupid would you have to be to make that villain speech in front of the superpowered kid just to waken up his latent ability so that he would blast her? Oh my god. That- I just can't believe that she would do that. And I thought she was such a great villain, but then she makes such a rookie mistake. Doesn't she know that love trumps all? You can't just kill a boy's mother in front of him. That's insane.
We'll dive into all
Spoilers,
the
by the way.
yeah, we'll dive into all that soon.
Uh
I'll
oh.
just finish with the premise. So yeah, Huey, he's disillusioned by the heroes after they just fucking slaughter his girlfriend and don't give a fuck about it. And then the plot is he teams up with some other men who want to take down these superheroes. And the idea of the show is just a bunch of normal people. They don't have powers or anything, and they're trying to take down and kill and destroy the organization of the most powerful superheroes on Earth. And that's the premise, and it has carried the show for the first two seasons so far. And I would say it has been a pretty wild ride so far.
Yeah, except for the fact that they don't really like take anyone down as much as they're just like pawns in the greater chess game between all kinds of factions. Like, damn, if they don't just like randomly get intel that allows them to save the day, well, they'd be so screwed. And like they find this one hero who can help them. Wow, what an incredible convenience. I mean, it didn't work out too
Yeah,
well,
he
but
betrays them immediately.
well, he got them pretty far actually. I guess he unwittingly helped them pretty well.
Well, I think underdog stories are always, just essential for media, and everybody loves a good underdog story. And it doesn't get much more underdog than normal, everyday, mortal humans going up against things that can, people who can run faster than light, and motherfuckers who can fly and shoot laser beams out their eyes and shit. It's like at this point, it's a miracle. There's so much plot armor that is keeping Huey and the rest of the boys
Oh
alive.
yeah,
It's
it's
ridiculous.
insane. I mean, damn, they're like wanted criminals at some points, and no one's killing them. Come on, you got a million superpowers that could kill them in one instance, and they're fine. I guess they can't be found, and they always have a bit of leverage to save them or something crazy. But I don't know if you classify this as an underdog story. I don't know if that's accurate. I mean, it
You
would be
don't think it's
accurate
an
if the
underdog story?
well, it would be accurate if the underdog was like literally an abused dog, and he's trying to like claw at his owner, but then he's just like a tiny chihuahua, and there's literally nothing he could do. And I guess he could just bark loud enough for animal services to come and put him out of his misery. I mean, that's the kind of underdog story this is. What
I
do
don't
you
think you
think?
know what underdog story means.
Well, I mean, they don't really have a fighting chance. They just have like
Yeah, that's
an
what underdog
incredible amount.
means.
Does it?
Yeah, like you're completely outmatched. You don't stand a chance, and then when you end up prevailing and winning, that's the sweetest victory of all. It's the United States in the the Great Revolution taking on the British Empire. We kicked their fucking asses. That's an underdog story, my friend.
I don't know. You must have had fairly good odds, and usually underdog stories have like at least a 10% odds. But I would give these boys like less than 1% odds
That's a super
of ever
underdog.
winning. Yeah, I guess so.
All right, let's dive into some of the characters real quick. I want to start with
Sure.
Starlight. She's like the up and coming young girl who she hasn't been corrupted yet. She wants to join the Seven, the Justice League. And do you remember, Florian, where Starlight is from?
Is it Iowa?
She's from Des Moines, Iowa, which is where I've
Uh-oh.
lived for the vast majority of my life.
You think the actress is from there too?
No, probably not.
Huh?
But I
Nah,
did
maybe
find
you,
it.
you could have had her in one of your films that you made as a kid.
Hey, listen, man. Fucking people in New York and LA, they get to see their city in movies and TV shows every single day. Like it's not even a question. So it's so rare that like Iowa and specifically like the city I live in gets mentioned, and these funny things pop up where they'll be talking about how like, oh yeah, Starlight's just from small town Iowa, and I'm thinking Des Moines is the largest city in the state. You still gonna call it a
Wow.
small town? That's how little you think of us in fucking flyover country, you motherfuckers.
Dude, there's so few movies where my town is in. You lucky guy.
What town do
But
you
there's
live in
like
if it's public, if you want to say?
it's Innsbruck is like one of the well, I guess it's I don't know, I guess it's in like the top five cities in Austria. Maybe top nine, who knows?
What
But
movies take place in your city?
well, there's this one movie about an angry farmer who fights with Napoleon, and they apparently they cleared out like the center of town for like a few weeks so they could film it. If only there was a an HD version of that movie out there somewhere.
Oh, was it filmed a long time ago?
I guess.
Maybe if you look like in the crowd shots, we'll see baby Florian he's an extra.
Yeah, just some period dressing. Yeah,
Now you
fucking
wandered onto set
clogs and
wearing
stuff.
like a t-shirt and jorts.
Uh-oh. If only I had been there.
Yeah, if only.
The tragic story of how the farmer gets murdered by Napoleon.
So
Uh-oh.
so Starlight, she has what I guess light powers. I don't know. She can like glow up her hands and eyes and like shoot beams of light at people and blow them up and stuff. I don't know. The
Is
power,
she like a light bulb? She takes electricity, I guess, and then she
yeah.
makes light, or does she make electricity too? Hmm.
Nah, I don't fucking know. They surprisingly for being a superhero show, there are not very many like superhero battles between like superpowered things. Like not as many as you would expect. But anyway, Starlight gets to join the Seven. And in the very first episode, we get to see this is not going to be, your average, ordinary, everyday superhero show. Because, she meets one of her heroes, which is the Aquaman of this universe, who is the Deep. And I'll say this, the Deep, definitely in my top 5 characters. I fucking love the
What?
Deep. Dude, man,
That guy.
he's such a pathetic fucking loser. And
He sure
I
is.
love him. But she's like, oh man, yeah, I'm so excited to be here. I'm so happy to meet you, and we get to be on a team. Oh, I have posters of you up. When I was a kid, the Deep. It's kind of embarrassing, but I actually had a crush on you. And then she turns around, and he's like, fuck. He's like, he has his pants down to his ankles, and he's jerking off, and you see his ass, and he's like, what? You said you had a crush on me, and then he coerces her into, I guess, swallowing his cum.
Yeah, that's all. No, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just bizarre. The show is just so seedy. Just like, come on, it's like what's the most inappropriate thing that could happen? Let's do that.
Well, I think it works on a lot of levels because I think while this is like, oh, it's a show about superheroes, it's also about business and like trying to make it in Hollywood and getting agents and doing commercials and TV shows and all that. So the idea of, oh, this is the new up and comer young actress who's just joining the firm. Oh, and here's this big famous big shot actor. Yeah, I mean, usually from the stories we hear, yeah, maybe there's like some sexual abuse and all that shit. I mean, you got your Harvey Weinstein's and your Florian Himsels. It's a
Whoa,
seedy world out there.
man, this guy, yeah, he just thinks I'm gonna be a big time Hollywood guy. I'm gonna take advantage of the casting couch. Uh-oh. Suddenly he gets me too'd. Wow. Nothing is holy anymore, huh? What can you do?
Yeah, so yeah, let's jump into the Deep's story then, because yeah, he sexually assaults Starlight in episode 1. By the end of the season, he gets Me Too'd. They kick him out of the Justice League, and he has to begin his road of redemption. And what I find interesting about his character is that I do genuinely think he is trying to be a better person, and while he might have selfish objectives like, oh, I want to get my life back and rejoin the Seven, it seems like he is putting in the work to be better and to treat women with respect. But the problem is he gets manipulated by this universe's version of the Church of Scientology. So then suddenly his path to redemption becomes corrupted, and he's like the face of this horrible abusive system, which I think this what was the name of the Scientology church in this show?
Oh God, no idea. Some kind, yeah, yeah, literally no idea.
Yeah, well,
Maybe the cause? No,
yeah, well, they give everybody a Fresca, which I don't even know what that is. Is that just like a canned water?
probably.
Yeah, that's their gimmick. Is
Pretty.
they're always giving everybody Fresca, and they got some dark dealings behind the scenes. So I think going on, one of the Vought, which is Marvel, the Vought company is one of the main antagonists to the boys. But I think in the grander scheme of this universe and this narrative, the Church of Scientology might be a big hurdle to destroy going on in the show, and I'm excited to see how they tackle all these real world issues.
Wait, are you saying you think there'll be a big problem in season 3?
I mean, in real life, a bunch of if we're going to compare these superheroes to actors, like in Hollywood, a lot of these actors also get corrupted and manipulated into joining this scam church that is abusive and horrible to the people. So I want us to see how the boys deal with it, whether they have to just straight up murder everybody and explode their heads or what, so that we as a society can learn from the boys and do that to the real Church of Scientology.
But they already get dealt with pretty harshly in the end. Do you really think they're gonna come back from that one?
Well, just like one of their main leaders gets his head exploded, that's not a big deal.
You think? You think they're just gonna make him a martyr and come back? I mean, I
You think
think
the
that they're
Church
gonna
of
be.
Scientology can die that easily, my friend? Not a chance.
It's just cult like stuff. It's just like one guy, and when he's gone, it's just nothing is there after that. I assume, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
Man, I guess it's gonna be a long wait for season 3. Damn.
Yeah, especially since they probably haven't been filming anything thanks to all the COVID shit. But do you have any thoughts about the Deep?
Yeah, I mean, he was, I guess, legitimately a big deal, right? Even though normally everyone is hating on Aquaman in the real world, even though I think Aquaman is actually pretty cool. But then that he just gets so completely messed up with this Me Too stuff. It's like he has like the worst of luck on top of like being pretty
Well,
pathetic.
like when he tries to save the dolphin.
Or when he, or that scene with the whale. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's like on his downward spiral. He's trying to, everybody's shitting all over him because he made Starlight suck his dick, and he's like, oh man, I got to do something good. I got to make a positive change in the world. Oh, I know. There's dolphins at SeaWorld. What if I take the dolphin and put it in the ocean. I'll free this great creature. And it goes horribly wrong. He like gets in a car accident, and the dolphin goes flying out the windshield and gets fucking obliterated by a semi truck. In case you can't tell, there's lots of horrific blood, guts, and gore in this show, often played to tremendously comedic effect.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, it's just amazing that dolphin just completely splattered. But that moment where they just like inside the whale and it's just so gross. Oh my God.
And
I
Huey
guess the
decides he's just gonna stay there. He gives up.
naturally it's such a nice spot. Yeah, those are the great moments, I guess. Damn Huey. What's he doing?
Well, should we talk about the real star of the show now and dive into Homelander?
Hell yeah. Well, who is gonna be his mommy figure in this season? In the next season, who knows?
Yeah, Homelander is by far the most intriguing and hilarious and terrifying and upsetting and degenerate characters, perhaps of the last 5 years. I can't think of anybody who has such a terrifying yet hilarious presence. Like what characters like have do you feel scared in when you see this man on screen? He is such an intimidating presence because he's all powerful. The performance is great, and yet he's like drinking like mommy milk and shit, dude. Like he has a mom fetish. It's so gross and weird.
Oh, you think so? Man, that shape shifting one, that was his rock bottom,
Oh
wasn't
my
it?
fucking god. Yeah, I'm
Not to
glad he
be.
killed the shapeshifter.
Oh, he's fucking shapeshift phobic over here, huh? Man, I thought like, man, let this poor man go. He did what you asked. Let him go. And oh, of course, now is the time. It's the obligatory brutal killing time for Homelander. Uh-oh. I just brain off, murder on. Damn. Do you think he was like modeled after the Captain Hero from Drawn Together?
He's kind of like I assumed he was Captain America mixed with Superman because he has all the power of Superman, but then his cape is an American flag, which is also just like a great social commentary metaphor, what have you, for
Well, of
America's
course,
military might.
but that was also the idea behind Captain Hero, don't you think?
Captain Hero is he's completely his own thing.
I don't know. It's pretty similar. The bizarre sexual fetishes, the insane lust for murder in really specific circumstances, and then trying to cover it up with just more murders. It fits so perfectly. I don't know which came first. It's so hard to tell.
Who do you think would win in a death match, Captain Hero or Homelander?
Well, I'm pretty sure they would just end up making out. To be honest, I guess
No,
they'd
no, no,
probably
no. Captain
destroy the
Hero's
whole world.
Captain Hero's
Yeah.
not gay. His friend who wears glasses and looks exactly like him, named what, Tim Thomerson or some shit. He's the gay one.
Oh yeah, well, you know, Captain Hero just likes to indulge in the perfectly straight man-on-man intercourse. Okay, nothing weird. You just spin the bottle. Just don't make it weird. That's his only rule. Okay, so I think it could work out. And that great scene of Homelander at the end of the season where he's just like masturbating. He's like, I can do anything because he knows that there's nothing that he couldn't get away with. It's just so perfect.
Yeah, and that's one of the factors of the show that make it so intriguing and intimidating and scary is that this character is all powerful. Nobody on Earth has. There's nothing anybody could do to stop him. He doesn't have a kryptonite, as far as we know yet, and he's a complete deranged sociopathic fucking monster. In season one, there's a all-time great scene, iconic, where him and Maeve, which is the Wonder Woman of this universe, there's like a plane over the ocean that's going down, and they're like, "Oh, we got to go, stop." Was it like a terrorist was on the plane, or what was going on?
I guess it just crashed. Yeah, no, there may have been a terrorist. Yeah.
Yeah, well, they go, but it turns out, oh, the thanks to Homelander laser beaming the control panel of the plane's going to crash into the water. And he's like, oh, well, I mean, I guess there's like 150 people on board, but I don't really feel like flying back and forth to save some of them. So he says, fuck it, like, you're all gonna die, bye. And he just fucks off.
Well, I mean, the calculation here is that he didn't want it known, so he couldn't save any of them.
Right.
I mean, I think he probably could have saved them. I mean, if you just tilt the nose of the plane upwards, it'll end up continuing to fly. It wouldn't break apart, but okay, I guess. Guess he wouldn't want to do that. Or maybe he didn't trust the physics.
But
But yeah, I don't know actually if you're right. I mean, yeah, he may be one of the most powerful heroes, but there are so many heroes, it's not gonna be impossible to defeat him. And there's like a hero that can make heads explode. That's gonna work on anyone. You think you're gonna be immortal against your head exploding? We've seen what happens if people explode from the inside. There's that one character who was invisible and immortal. Yeah, just put a stick of dynamite up his ass. It worked. He died.
yeah. Yeah, we'll
So
see. I feel like the implication is Homelander is completely unstoppable.
I mean, the thing is that he's just like the opposite of the Deep, where he just has luck in whatever he does. If something bothers him, he just has to wait till the end, and then whatever bothers him just gets resolved magically in some convenient way, I guess. He could easily get like actually. I mean, his kryptonite would be the public. If the public is against him, he can't handle it, and then if he becomes a villain, he will just get taken down by the other heroes. I don't think he's gonna be able to deal with anything other than being number one. So he actually is more fragile than you think.
Well, yeah,
But he's also just so lucky that nothing could ever happen to him, I guess.
there's a lot of thought and characterization that goes into like his mental state and how he became the way he is. And the idea is that in this world, superheroes, everybody thinks that superheroes are naturally born, but oh, plot twist, Vought creates a special formula, compound V, and if they inject it into a baby, the baby will get some sort of superpower, and that's how superheroes are made. So I guess Homelander was like raised in this facility because he was like the most powerful baby hero that they'd seen so far. So that's why like he has I think that's why he has like the mommy fetish, because he grew up without parents. He was raised like in just like gray wall facility, getting tested on and all this shit, and no real sense of love. And that's why he's so obsessed with being loved, especially by the public. And there are scenes where he's like having fucking panic attacks and nervous breakdowns because the public is turning against him, and there are rioters and protests who are, trying to take him down. And even though he has complete power, there's nothing they could do to stop him. Even if the government wanted to arrest him, there's nothing they could fucking do. He still feels powerless in these moments when the public is, chanting like, "Oh, fuck you, Homelander," and all that shit. And there's a great scene where he like laser beams a whole fucking crowd of protesters and like kills 100 of them. Unfortunately, it was just like his thoughts, and then it does that stupid thing where then it goes back to him, and it's just, oh, he was thinking about doing it. But
It's so weird too, because in like sometimes they show what happened previously, and then they show that scene. What the hell? You're lying to me.
Yeah.
That didn't happen previously.
I wish the show would have had the balls to make that actually happen, where Homelander, like in a moment of everybody screaming at him, he just snaps and fucking laser beams 1,000 people to death. Like, that would have been great. I'm glad that they showed us the visual at least, and they had the balls to do that, but it would have been so much better if that was actually the plot of the show. Maybe in season 3 or 4 he'll actually go full rogue supervillain, and like he'll be against everybody and just fucking shit up.
Dude, I tell you, man, he is not as strong as you think. Have you ever seen him actually fight other heroes?
I mean, I
I don't
guess he
think so.
laser beamed Stormfront's tits while they were having sex.
Didn't even kill her. I mean, I guess his son could, spoilers, kill her, but I don't know. Is he as strong as his son? Hard to tell.
Yeah, that's the question. Was he, when they're having sex, and Stormfront is like the white supremacist superhero who's pretending that she's not, but if you know what Stormfront is in real life, it's
Yeah.
pretty clever name. because she has
So
like,
subtle.
well, because she has like storm superpowers, like she can shoot lightning and shit. So I think it's a pretty good pun. But he
The best.
when they're having sex and she says, "Yeah, laser beam my tits, I can handle it," and he does. My question is, was he holding back with the power, or was he going full tilt? Because then, spoilers, when she's ultimately defeated by Homelander's son, who like doesn't really use his powers and he's like new to this whole thing. The son, who's like 6, laser beams off like all of her limbs.
Yeah, well, he must have shot at the center of her, so I guess she's still really durable. I guess all that came off was her limbs. So I guess that's cool. I think the kid must be more powerful than Homelander, I guess. Especially in the moment of rage.
And what's
But I don't know. I guess Homelander wouldn't have done his strongest beam.
Well, have they talked about this in the show? Um, if Compound V is how babies get the powers, does that mean anybody with powers, their kids will like through their DNA also get powers, or because then it's like, how are they ever going to stop it? If superheroes are having sex, now you don't even need Compound V. Now you can just reproduce heroes nonstop.
I guess that would seem so, yeah. But I mean, they're gonna reproduce Compound V anyways. I guess it's all magical nonsense anyway. So I guess there's no limit of how many superheroes there can be. But I guess they always have like the powers of the parents, and the parents usually die eventually. So I guess it's still the same amount. But I guess technically they could inject the whole world with Compound V anyways. Who knows?
Do you think at some point in the show, either Billy Butcher or Huey, in like a moment of desperation to save their friends, will inject themselves with Compound V, giving themselves superpowers momentarily to fight off whatever threat of the moment?
You think it would be temporary?
Well, yeah, because we know that from season 1 when A Train's like secret girlfriend, who, well, she's like an ex superhero or something. Maybe she has powers all the time, but like she uses it as like a steroid, like she's doing coke, and she's bumping off the Compound V, and then suddenly she's like growing like claws and shit. And I feel like she only has the powers while the Compound V is in her system.
Oh, I thought she just had the powers, but she just used the drugs to get off. Well, I guess I'm wrong. Yeah,
I might be
I
wrong
would,
too. I don't know. It's been a little bit since I watched season 1.
yeah, I'd like to see it. I guess it'd be cool to see people get superpowers and then fight their supers. I guess anyone could kill Homelander at that point. There's too many superpowers. I guess he just has to be America's darling to survive.
Well, hey, now that we've talked a bit about Homelander, let's go to the polar opposite and talk about Billy Butcher, the other absolute fucking Chad of the show. And by Chad, a lot of people have been shitting on him because in season 2 it's revealed that he's a cuck, and he literally uses the phrase "my wife's son" multiple times throughout the show.
Seriously, people give a shit about that?
I don't know, man. Maybe I just browsed too much 4chan, but like they're all like, "Oh man, I love this show until I found out Billy was a cuck."
What idiots? Didn't she get raped?
Yeah, yeah.
The hell?
The idea,
Yeah, what a cock. Why didn't he pay attention to his wife 24/7? How does he let her go to work? Doesn't he know there's rapists at work? What a fool!
the plot, or I guess the motivation of Billy Butcher is that 8 years ago, his wife, he thinks that his wife is dead because one day she disappeared, and he knows that it's Homelander's fault. I don't remember the exact details, but it turns out she was actually alive the whole time. Homelander raped her, got her pregnant, and then they took her into like the same building or compound area where Homelander was raised. And they're like, "Oh yeah, she's gonna die from this birth. She's giving birth to like the most powerful superhero baby of all time, and she's gonna fucking die." But she survives, and they like lock her up in this like giant Truman Show style prison where she's like a single mom raising the superhero son in a huge city, but they're the only ones who live there, and Homelander doesn't even know about it. Homelander thinks that she died and that the baby died, and Billy thinks that his wife disappeared and died. So when they both find out and it's this big reveal, it really flips everything on its head, and we find out Billy is a cuck.
We're still back to that one. Yeah, I guess it's wild that they, yeah, want just having all of the secrets. I guess it'd be the safest place to house that baby in that position. Otherwise, you just have like stories. Oh, murder baby kills a lot of people, and then when he grows up, it's like, oh, I'm gonna be a superhero. Wouldn't that be awkward? So I guess it makes sense to lock him up. And,
Yeah.
and like, well, I guess it would have been fine if Homelander's there.
Well, I think the main worry is that a lot of the higher ups at Vought and all the people who are in the know, they did not want Homelander to know that he had a son who had the same powers as him, because they don't exactly trust Homelander. They understand that he's like a ticking time bomb. He's a sociopathic fucking freak. Like, that's no secret to these people. But what are they going to do about it? They just have to try to kowtow him and keep him in line and check through whatever means necessary. Because what ends up happening is that, when Homelander finds out he has the son, he gets together with Stormfront, and they kidnap the son, and he wants to raise him as his own, so that these three super strong beings, heroes, if you want to call them that, they'll be an unstoppable family force.
Man, I just keep thinking of Stormfront and how perfect she is for him, because it's like, yeah, she's like 100 years old, mommy fetish, check, and then she's hot for her age too, perfect, and then she'd be a mother to his son, and she'd teach him about white replacement. Oh my god.
Yeah, she's fearful of white genocide, and she like has photos with like literally Hitler and gerbils and shit. So yeah, this blonde hair, blue eyed American superhero guy, Superman, that would be her ideal mate.
Yeah, so what happened with Bot? Were they on the side of the Nazis at the time? Why didn't they win the war then? Pretty weird, huh? Or did
Yeah,
they desert?
I hope they go into the lore of that a little bit more, because yeah, it's revealed that when I guess Vought was started by like a Nazi way back in the day, and Stormfront was one of the original heroes under like a different name, and now she's undercover because she doesn't want the public to know her Nazi ties.
I mean, I guess it would have been public knowledge if they had a storm-powered hero at the time, right? She must not have been super yet, or maybe she just hid it really well.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe people who read the comics know a bit more than we do, but evidently this show deviates from the comics a lot. I think Stormfront is a man in the comic book.
Oh, well, that would just be terrible. I guess we just know that the show is much better than the comics then, because damn, that her love with Homelander is just the best thing in the show.
Yeah. Well, hey, we've talked a bit about. Well, no, I guess we should finish a little bit about Billy Butcher. Like his great motivation of, oh, these superheroes are responsible for me losing my wife, and now I find out, oh, actually she's alive and she was raped, and now she's being kept prisoner. And like we can see where he's coming from, that he wants to get revenge and tear down all the superheroes, but he is such a cold-hearted fucking bastard the whole show, and I love him for it. But the show really treads the line of like, okay, these people are on the side of good and these people are on the side of evil, but they're both fucked up and like just so brutal, and they have such a bloodlust that it's uncomfortable, and that's why I'm
Oh
excited to
no.
see how everything shakes out, because Billy and Homelander, while Billy is definitely more in the right, they both just believe in carnage and mayhem and death more than perhaps maybe a more virtuous route of fixing the state of affairs.
Well, it's pretty impossible to fix things if you're not gonna get your hands dirty if your enemies are literal superheroes. But I don't know. I thought Billy got much better in the end. I mean, in the season finale at least, it seems like his heart grew 3 sizes. So I guess we'll see what this reformed Butcher will do. Or
Yeah, and
maybe he's
that's
only reformed towards his wife. Who knows?
And what they've been trying to hit us on the head with is that Billy is like he's a man who lost everything. He's living for nothing but vengeance. But then he meets Huey, the main character, I guess if you want to call him that, like the lanky nerdy guy whose girlfriend got fucking splattered at the beginning. But Huey is like the angel on his shoulder. He's his conscience. They call him his canary in the coal mine. And Huey reminds Butcher of his brother who passed away, who also was like always there to keep him from going down horrible, painful roads. And yeah, I think the show wants to show us this dynamic of if somebody is like brokenhearted and they just want vengeance on the whole world, all it takes is one good friend to be there for them and to show them that things don't have to be that way. And maybe Homelander will find his canary at some point in the show.
Yeah, maybe he'll even be Huey as well. Maybe somehow he there's some kind of Stockholm syndrome involved, and they just become best friends. Who could tell? I guess it'd be interesting, but I guess yeah, I guess for like season 5 or something, it would make sense to have a Homelander redemption arc. But I guess you're hoping for him to be a villain and also to be reformed. I guess we'll see what's winning out in the end.
Well, I've always
Could
been
be
hoping to
quite
see
good.
like an Injustice movie where Superman is evil and everybody's trying to stop him, and they just haven't made like a if the Justice League movie that came out a couple of years ago was actually about they revived Superman but he's evil now and now everybody's fighting him. If they actually dedicated a film to that and didn't cop out after 2 minutes, that would have been a great movie. And now this show is the only hope I have of evil Superman wreaking havoc and killing people, and all the other heroes have to try to stop him.
Weren't there like lots of movies like that? Damn, I
Not
guess
with
not.
like Superman, like the all-powerful hero who just wants to kill civilians and shit. That's what I'm hoping to see. That's fucking awesome.
I guess there were a bunch of like cartoons where that happens, but I guess you don't want to watch those.
No, no, I need to see this live action, $250 million budget,
No,
spectacle on my screen.
I guess you gotta hope for Marvel to make it happen at some point. Just with oh wait, I guess they don't have a Superman. Oh damn.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
expecting much from Marvel. I think The Boys is our only hope.
Wait, really? I thought you loved Marvel.
I don't expect Marvel to have one of their greatest, most powerful heroes go rogue and kill people. That like they're never gonna make an R-rated thriller like that.
I guess not. What a shame.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they had Logan. Is that the same Marvel? Damn, I never.
Logan was, I think, produced by Fox.
Oh damn, too many Marvels.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess The Boys is probably the grittiest one. Wait, what's the other one?
Watchmen.
I yeah, Watchmen was pretty cool. I guess that one got cancelled. What a shame.
Oh, the TV show for Watchmen got canceled. I never watched it. Was it good?
Yeah, it was pretty good, I guess.
I heard
I
that.
get
Well, I mean,
yeah.
I watched ER's review on it, and I know how you feel about ER. And
Oh,
mostly his review was about how he doesn't like that there's black characters in the show. So
yeah, yeah. And you think he's not a Nazi? Great.
I don't think he's a Nazi. I think he's got a real puckish sense of humor.
Yeah, there's too many black people in this movie. Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like that was the reason why it was cancelled too. You want to make a black Doctor Manhattan? Not on my watch. Cancel him right now. What a shame. Jeremy Irons was good in it, I guess. Even though I guess there's like a million reviews of the show where it's like, oh, doesn't make sense on so many levels. It's such clumsy writing. I don't know. Maybe I've lost all touch to what's good writing nowadays.
Have you lost touch? No, it's the writers who are wrong.
Yeah, these writers are terrible. They're all wrong.
Anyway,
But the
are
writers were
there
on the good side.
are there
Yeah.
any other boys characters that you want us to spotlight and discuss a little bit?
Hmm.
I guess we could talk about Stormfront more.
Yeah, I mean, I guess she was just really cool. Uh, when she comes into the show first, she's just like this appearingly teenage brat that just doesn't give a shit, and then it's just so crazy that it just gets revealed that she's a Nazi. What a great change of character she had there from
Yeah,
from the way she was acting.
I like the scenes where she's being as racist as possible, and like I don't remember the specific epithets, but she's like saying the N word for Chinese people before completely fucking killing all these like innocent Chinese people and then black people and stuff. It's not something I've seen on my TV screen. I've never seen a super powered person yelling racial epithets and murdering civilians for being minorities. That like this show, whether you like it or not, whether people think this show is like a lib cuck fantasy or some conservatard bullshit, this show has balls and they will do and say things that I have not seen in other shows.
Well, I don't know if it's balls if you just do like the edgiest possible shit,
That's
but I
that's
mean,
pretty ballsy to do the
is
edgiest shit
it?
possible. That got me banned from YouTube.
Oh damn! Well, I guess you can't do it on YouTube. I guess you just gotta get on whatever network they're on.
No, you can't do it
Damn.
on YouTube. You have to do it on Amazon. And then when Amazon posts the clip to YouTube, if I would have made that clip, it would get banned. But when Amazon posted, it'd say okay.
Oh wow.
That's how it works.
Well, I mean, you see, she is a villain, so it was all right.
Yeah. I have a question for you. In her death scene after uh, Homelander's son
Hey,
fucking
she was actually apprehended supposedly, so I
well,
guess we'll possibly see a redemption.
as she's bleeding out, she was like speaking German, which I thought was cute because she's like a Nazi. So now she's like dying and speaking German. I turned on the subtitles, and the subtitle just said "speaking in German." So I'm hoping you can tell me what she was saying because I have no clue.
Oh, it was just some sentimental nonsense. It was like, oh yeah, we had a nice day and the sun was shining and stuff like that. I was like, really? Come on.
It sounds like she's reminiscing about like the Nazi Empire and how great it was until it fell apart.
Yeah, I mean, probably.
Yeah, if
I
she's talking
mean,
about how we had our nice day in the sun.
it's springtime for Hitler.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, they should have sung that. That would have been good.
Well, as an Austrian yourself, how do you feel about seeing so much Nazi stuff and the first TV show in history to talk about white genocide? Like, how excited were you to finally see your ideals presented on a television show?
I mean, I'm sure Watchmen was talking about white genocide, but I might be wrong.
I
I
don't think
guess.
Watchmen talked about white genocide. This
I mean,
show,
the series was pretty into the Nazi iconography, I guess. I mean, not the iconography, but the mentality. So there were all kinds of white supremacists in that one. So I think they must have, but I guess
I feel like
I
this
guess it doesn't
show
count. It was cancelled. It was too cocked, I guess.
I think whoever writes the show is really tapped into internet culture because there's a whole section about how memes and you can use memes to boost your public credibility and stuff, which is like if you've seen Emp Lemon's video, that's pretty much how Donald Trump won the presidency, right? Is like his supporters just had the best internet memes, and that's like straight up. If you watch M's video, that's sort of the theory that he goes with. But they tackle that in this show with Homelander's not doing too great in the popularity poll, and Stormfront's like, oh, I'll just make a bunch of fucking epic memes about you, and it helped out. So then when they're talking about all this Nazi shit, when it comes to like the issue of white genocide and white people being afraid that they'll be bred out of existence by, I guess, all the minorities, that is something that I've only ever seen on fucking 4chan, and I always assume it's just people saying it sarcastically because it's just fucking absurd and stupid. So I would imagine that this Stormfront character is almost entirely just like the embodiment, the personification of Pole on 4chan, because that seems to be what they're going for.
Well, you think so, but the idea of white replacement actually does go back to the Nazis, so it's not actually that far off. But I think she just had this great arc where you see her come in and she's like, yeah, women. I mean, I guess she's like, if someone tells me to suck a dick, I bite that dick off. Don't you know, girl? Don't you know about female empowerment or something? That's what the vibe I was getting from her. And then she was just like trying to surpass Homelander and trying to become American sweetheart. And I was like, oh man, he's really gonna get it. And then when he finally messes up, what does she do? She turns out that her memes were right wing all along, and then she just spins it. Yeah, killing unarmed civilians is fine if they're brown. We're gonna kill these supervillains and stuff. It's just so cool how that happened. I guess such an unexpected turn. Did you see it coming?
What, her being a fucking racist?
A Nazi, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as that she was introduced as Stormfront, I had a pretty good idea. Like, that's not a name you choose by accident.
I don't know. I was like, damn, she's so hip with the kids. There's no way that she's that kind of Stormfront.
Yeah.
Oh well, guess she fooled me. I mean, I didn't think just from the name she'd be like that, but okay, I guess.
Well,
I mean, it's a pretty stupid name. I mean, considering that she's so openly right wing, I guess, or she just doesn't even give a shit. But I guess
yeah.
I as soon as it came out that she was in fact a Nazi, that's when it all turned. I don't know if that would happen. I don't know if one of the if some of those right wing people would actually turn out to be like 100 years old and actually friends of Hitler. I don't know if that would sink their career. I honestly don't know.
Well, like, so if it came out that that Donald Trump was friends with Hitler somehow, and that he's been trying to reimagine Hitler's world in America, do you think he would lose supporters or not?
No, he would gain supporters.
No fucking way! Shut up! I don't want you shitting on my fucking country anymore.
You can't face the truth. There's Nazis everywhere.
Hey,
it's totally gonna happen.
Hey, Florian. Between both of our countries, which one has produced more literal Adolf Hitlers? Go fuck yourself.
Well, actually, apparently Adolf Hitler was very inspired by the American politics of Jim Crow and segregation, okay? So it's really more your fault than mine, if you think about it.
They don't even have black people in Austria. He just didn't want any Jews.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Because of all the white replacement that they were doing.
Yep.
Damn it. Yeah,
dude,
can't
are
go an episode without talking about Hitler. I guess that's what happens.
That's what happens when Mumkey Jones is on a podcast with a guy from Austria. All I could talk about is Nazis and Hitler.
I bring it on myself.
Yeah, I mean, you should really just move.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah, move to a country that has never had an evil dictator before. That should be easy. There's plenty of those.
Let's see. I'll think of one. Yeah, I'll definitely think of one.
Okay.
How about Hawaii? Maybe that one never had one. What do you think?
Hawaii's not a country.
Uh-oh.
I think you would do well in Japan.
Japan, the natural allies of the Nazis.
Yeah, I think you would fit right in.
Yeah, wow, I guess I would.
Yeah, they would think, oh, look who's coming. It's our old buddy.
Finally.
Hey, in Japan, they love squids. They eat squid. They make squid porn. I think you would fit right in for real.
Yeah, if only I could stand listening to that language. Uh-oh.
Yeah, as a game squid yourself, how often do you masturbate to tentacle porn?
Not as often as you think, I guess.
I mean, more than zero would be quite a bit, to be honest.
Oh, come on. Like, you never do it. You think of my tentacles all the time. You can't stop yourself.
Even when Futurama came out with the movie Beast with a billion backs or whatever, and it had like tentacle porn with Leela on the front cover of the movie, even then I was like, I don't think I like this very much.
Wow. You don't like shapeshifters, you don't like squids. What's next? What minority will you discriminate next?
Well, I mean, if we're gonna talk about white replacement, you might want to look in the mirror.
I the white replacement is going pretty well, okay? I gotta
Yeah.
tell you. It's all according to plan.
If Hitler knew that his people were gonna start mixing with Arabs, he probably would not be very happy.
Yeah, I would assume not. Well, actually, you remember that story I told you about that Nazi I met in the army? It probably would have been fine. Apparently, Kurds are some kind of Aryan offspring, so
Oh
I guess
shit!
I would have been all right. Who knows?
Yeah, I love cheese curds.
Uh-oh.
Well, do you have any other thoughts on the boys? Should we, jump into recommendations? I guess.
Um, yeah, let's do recommendations.
All right, Florian, would you recommend The Boys and is it kino?
Hell yeah, I even just talk about it. I think I might just have to watch it again. What a great show. Everyone check out The Boys.
And this is coming from a guy who has said he'll only watch animated shows. Like Florian, what you probably watch 3 live action
What? When,
series a
when do I
year.
say that?
You're like, dude, you're obsessed. You're like, oh, I'm only gonna watch a show if it's a fucking cartoon. So the fact that you actually like a live action show, I think, speaks volumes.
Hey, I watch all kinds of live action stuff. It just it usually just doesn't get my recommendation as much because I don't know, it just feels like animation has more work put into it. Maybe I'm entirely wrong about that, but it's just like more impressive to me. Okay.
Yeah, that's fair. People can like what they
Uh,
like. I'll say The Boys. I've read a lot of stuff online of people saying that season 1 is like amazing and then season 2 has a drop in quality. Personally,
well,
I
but that was fast. It only just came out.
well, as you watched season 2, did you think that it was of lesser quality than season 1?
Like, I guess it's hard to judge because I came in and I'm like hit over the head with all the disgusting, insane shit they do right off the bat. And then once I'm acclimated, I guess it already worked its way up to the Nazi reveal. So I was pretty hyped the entire time, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't watch season 1 right when it came out, so I've watched season 1 and 2 in the last like 2 or 3 months, and I didn't think it was a far cry from season 1. I'll agree that season 1 is like what like a 9.5 out of 10. So if season 2 is worse, it's still a 9 out of 10 to me. Like I don't want to say that it's worse because I still really really enjoyed it, and I think if somebody's listened to us talk about it for an hour, either they've already watched it or they think it's an intriguing idea and they should go check it out. You'll have a lot of fun. There's a lot of violence, blood, and gore, and it's a fun underdog story, but it's very very dark and cynical, and it tackles a lot of real world issues that are highly uncomfortable.
Yeah, man, those protests outside when Homelander killed that guy, it's just like BLM. And then he's just there looking at the protesters full of hate. Well, it's just like the real world. I couldn't even tell the difference sometimes, but it's got superheroes woven into its history. How does it all work? I guess it's just magic. So, what are these complaints that people have about season two? Do you know?
They just think that the writing is of lower quality in season 2, and that the boys have less to do. Like in season 1, it was, oh, the boys are going to kill the soups, and then in season 2, the boys are kind of just meandering around and hiding because they're like now they're wanted criminals, so they can't go out in public as much. So it's a lot of sitting in underground basements and moping and having personal drama conflicts and shit. But I didn't have a problem with it. I just thought, it's natural that at this point in the narrative, yeah, they can't go out as much because now they're wanted criminals.
Well, I mean, it makes it even more special whenever they do go out because you know they're really risking life and limb here.
Yeah.
But I guess I don't know if I ever considered them having a lot of agency in the first place. I guess they they killed Translucent. I guess that was pretty impressive, but
Yeah.
he would just instantly get replaced. So are they ever even accomplishing anything?
Yeah, that's another real world parallel that is kind of scary. When you hear Donald Trump say he wants to drain the swamp in Washington, it sounds like a good idea. Oh, there's a bunch of corrupt politicians in Washington. Let's vote them out. Let's get rid of them. Of course, that's not even close to what Trump is actually doing, but I like the idea of it. But then when you watch the show, every time they get rid of a corrupt superhero, they are immediately replaced in the seven with another probably corrupt superhero. So I'm
Even
thinking,
worse
it's like,
superhero.
is there any chance that even if we vote out all of these shitty politicians, won't the new ones just get corrupted all over again? And the big oil industries are just gonna fucking send them checks. Like it seems like there's no way out.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's just the beauty of modern democracy is that it's all fake and it all just serves moneyed interests. So you can just sit back and relax, and you know that capitalism is going to rule the world as it has always done.
Yeah. Yeah, so a show like this gives you a real bright outlook for the future of humankind.
Hey, I like capitalism. What are you on about?
Yeah, of course you do. You fucking. I found out that you made the Binding of Isaac in 3 months, and I was fucking pissed. This motherfucker just sits around fucking jerking off and making a game for 3 months, and now he's set for life. Fuck you. How's this
Hey,
new
I, I
Squid Game taking
hey,
10 years?
I worked like 5 hours a day in those 3 months.
Oh
Okay,
my
it's
god!
really draining.
Like,
Hey, I earned everything. Okay, capitalism works.
you
Just
did.
face it. Okay.
I'm proud of you that you did earn it, but that's also why I'm pissed. Anyway, did you hear that they're making a spin-off series to The Boys that will be coming out alongside I think season 3?
Oh yeah, what's it called?
I don't know what it's called, but the I guess it's like a My Hero Academia thing where it's about teenage superheroes who are like in college or high school and they're like competing with each other to get sponsorships and movie deals and stuff. I don't know. I'm kind of sick of seeing shows about teenagers having sex with each
Hell
other.
yeah.
Okay, well,
It's fucking annoying, isn't it?
yeah, it's like,
Um,
I'm,
well, I'm sure it's gonna be fucked up enough that it'll be interesting. So I guess we'll see. I mean, the more boys, the better. And if they don't have to use the main characters because it's a spin-off series, that's even better because that means there's more. Well, I mean, they can do more of it, I guess. So
I
it's
don't
all
know.
worthwhile.
I mean, I'm gonna watch it and it'll probably be good, but if the show isn't centered around Billy Butcher versus Homelander, uh, I don't know, like, because how interested are you in the character of Queen Maeve? Like, what if this new show, like, all the characters are about as interesting as her? It would probably not be very good.
But isn't the point of Queen Maeve that she's boring because she's just like the Wonder Woman? Like, what the hell is Wonder Woman even? She's got a lasso of truth and an invisible
Well,
chat.
they
What
literally made her a lesbian,
bullshit.
so it's kind
Well,
of on the nose.
I mean, it's not interesting either. I guess it's just
No.
no. I think she's intentionally boring, but they they've proven that they can write really interesting characters. So I'm sure it'll be worth it somehow. Maybe it'll be about some kind of teenage school shooter superhero. Maybe that'll be
That would
it.
be
Maybe
awesome.
it'll be just like Bright.
Or like, yeah,
But
what if Elliot Rodger found Compound V and got superpowers? That would be fucking gnarly.
well, I'm sure he would goof it up somehow. I guess he'd probably get a really bad kill
Goof
count
it
leader
up.
and
It's just a big goof.
he'd probably get like the worst superpowers. Like he could like guess lottery numbers, but at only slightly better than average rate.
Okay. Well, I think that about wraps up our discussion of The Boys. Did you have any final lingering thoughts, Florian?
Well, I guess I I'm just thinking that I've recently watched Attack on Titan, and I kind of feel like that's really interesting too. I guess it's not. it's probably not a great recommendation for you, but I wish you would check it out at some point. Because if you're into anime, then Attack of Titan is just like really edgy in a somewhat similar way, but it's not like the modern world like it is in The Boys. And I guess I'd like to know what you'd think of that show if you would ever get to that.
Well, if One Piece is 1,000 episodes and I binged it all in like less than a year, I'm sure I could catch up on Attack on Titan in probably like a week. So maybe
Yeah,
I will sometime.
there's only like 3 seasons. Man,
Yeah.
I'd love that. It'd be great to talk about that one.
And maybe one of these days I'll get around to it, but I got enough on my plate as it is.
Just gonna tell you that's like probably the best anime, but I might be wrong. No, it's definitely the best anime. Yeah,
Really?
you
Fuck.
should.
That's high praise.
Very high praise. I mean, it was really good in the first season, and then I read the comic, and I'm like, man, this is some interesting stuff, but it's pretty long. Can they narrow it down into a good narrative? And yeah, apparently season 3 is really good too. So it's probably the most the best anime that hasn't finished yet. I guess there might be it might be bad in the end finale, but it's really good so far, and I can't wait for more.
All right, folks. Well, I guess after you watch The Boys, Florian says go check out Attack on Titan.
Hooray!
And do you want to? I know I did it at the beginning, but do you want to plug all your social media shit?
Hell yeah, everyone check out Game Squid on YouTube or Game Squidable on Twitter. I got a week of animation coming, and Mumkey is in it.
Oh
You
shit!
gotta
I
see.
forgot. During this podcast, I was going to record the missing lines. We should just do that right now.
Yeah, well, are you gonna open Audacity? I guess. Yeah, just like just random sex sounds. I guess we don't want to
Yeah.
spoil too much,
No.
but just like
Okay, so for whatever reason, I'm doing a voice in one of Florian's animations, and he needs me to record sex sounds. So I guess I'm gonna start recording this in Audacity. Florian, coach me. You make the sounds you want me to make, and then I will repeat them back to you.
oh my god, I haven't even considered the possibilities.
Like, if you're gonna make me do this, you have to do it too, motherfucker.
Like, oh, hell yeah.
Okay, I'll do it. Okay, here I go. Oh yeah. Oh, daddy. How's that? Does that work?
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
Okay. How
We
many
could
of our
definitely
fans
work
do you
with
think are
that.
gonna jerk off to this part of the podcast?
Oh yeah, it's probably unstoppable now. Everyone's just thinking of tentacle porn and you, and now we got the sound clips. Everyone could make their own animations about us.
Oh God. Well, hey everybody, go subscribe to Game Squid on YouTube. He's got a week of animations coming out, and I'm in the longest one.
The last one, and it's 9 minutes long. Yeah,
Yeah,
the last animation.
I'm super excited to see this.
Oh man, I can't wait. The animator's gonna start on it. I mean, the audio is getting remixed right now, so it's gonna happen very soon.
All
It's
right.
gonna maintain weekly uploads till then, I guess.
Well, everybody, thanks for tuning in to this super boosted Is It Kino episode. Maybe we'll do more Kino. I think we might be doing a Kino next week with a very secret special guest who is actually a movie star.
Oh my god, yeah, I can't wait. This guy is the best of the best. The perfect intersection between the internet and Hollywood. We're gonna learn so much from him. Should hope that it's gonna happen. Actually,
I mean-
I know we announce a lot of stuff that doesn't actually happen on this show.
This is
I
a
mean-
man who I would consider to be hard boiled. He never cracks. He's a great. Other puns, and yeah, we'll see you next time for Is It Kino. I've been Mumkey Jones.
And I'm Florian. Goodbye, everyone.